All right, what is up, everybody? Whew. It's a little windy out here. Damn, that shit look crazy. Look at those clouds over there. But boys, welcome back to another video. In this video, this is gonna be fucking crazy, okay? I'm so excited to make this video for you guys. Also, apologies about my hair. I just got out of the shower, so I look chopped. But boys, in this video, I'm gonna be showing you behind the scenes of an info product launch, right? So tomorrow, I'm launching for a client. It's a high ticket info product offer. The offer's priced at $2,249. And we're running a direct to checkout webinar at 7 p.m. EST tomorrow. So I figured the day before, why not pick up the camera, fill you guys in on what's going on, and just show you that I practice what I preach, because it's the day before. We technically haven't done the webinar. I don't technically know how it's gonna go, but yeah, that's why I'm filming this. So I'll fill you guys in on more details in just a little bit here, but kind of agenda for the rest of today and what it's gonna look like tomorrow is rest of the day I have a meeting later where we're gonna do an entire webinar, a practice webinar, like walkthrough with the entire team and with obviously the creator that is doing the webinar. So, you know, that's gonna be sick. I'll show you guys a little bit of that. Before that though, I actually onboarded a brand new client today. So, and recently I actually had to offboard a client. So I guess I'll fill you guys in on that. Yeah, I had to offboard a client, just kind of misaligned, just didn't agree on a lot of things. The offer was actually doing extremely well, which sucks. But yeah, it's kind of part of the game that nobody tells you about, is sometimes you and a client don't see eye to eye, and the relationship, you know, and just the narrative with the offer, it just doesn't work out, right? So had to offboard a client yesterday, but you guys know me, I wasted no fucking time and I already onboarded a brand new client. So I gotta actually make an agreement to send over to him, but that's gonna be a sick offer, another high ticket offer, paid ads offer, right? So excited for that. Fill you in a little bit about the offer. So it's a $2,249 offer. That's at least the discount we're running for the webinar. It's a girl offer. This creator has over 400,000 followers, I believe, on Instagram. So it's a huge creator. She's on the rise. I'm not gonna say exactly who it is, but it's an overall kind of self-development offer. The offer is kind of the trickiest part about this one, or else I think you can make even more money if it was like a traditional make money online offer, etc., that I typically work with. But I love a challenge. So I've never done a direct to checkout webinar before. So this is gonna be a lot of fun, as well as I've never sold to a demographic like this and done an offer like this. So, you know, I always wanna pick up on new skills and challenge myself with new things, and then just show you guys live that, bro, I really do this shit. Like, you're gonna literally see how much money we do, you're gonna see the payments rolling live, you're gonna see when we drop the checkout link, and you know, you're gonna see all of that, okay? So be fucking ready. All right, so these are the stats for the promo so far. As you can see, we have about 6,500 registrants for this webinar. We did about 10 days of promo, all organic, by the way. So that's what you see with a fucking amazing opt-in rate right here. Fuck yeah. But yeah, so we have about 6,521 opt-ins, okay? And guys, I wanna tell you, if worst case, like, it should do pretty well. Or either that, or I'm gonna look retarded making this video and showing you guys us make like 5K or something, right? So obviously, like, look, we have 6,500 registrants right now, right? Let's say about 30% of those show up, okay, which is not like, you know, uncommon for an organic webinar, right? So 1,950 people live. You know, it could even be higher than that for sure. Let's say we can convert at just like, you know, a 2.5% conversion rate. Even if the conversion rate is super low and the show rate's low, and like, this is like worst case, right? If you guys see, like, it's like, guys, minimum, we should be making $110,000. Minimum, fucking minimum, right? Unless I severely fucked something up, which I don't think I did. You know, like, it's like, we have put ourselves in a position to be successful. And that's what I want to show you guys. So right now it's about an hour until I got to hop on that call. I'll show you guys that as well. But yeah, I gotta make this agreement and then kind of prep for this call. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now.
Yeah. About the drop, but they go with the Maybach. Ain't no more warnings, I'm telling you, stay back. All that loose talking, they come and relay that. I know the singles is getting outdated. You want to feature that nigga, just say that. You want to feature that nigga, just say that.
Also, boys, got a nice little 4.2K wire today. This was actually from the clients, the last payment from the client that I had to offboard. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay out my sales team right now, and then just transfer this over to my personal account and collect some profit. So while I do this, it's like one thing that's so cool about info, and one thing that I love about my business, and just something that I'm really focused on right now is daily cash flow, right? It's so nice to have daily cash flow coming in and to create a business that, let's say, generates $100,000 a month, right? And I'm not saying that's what my business generates. It does not at the moment. It will though. But it's so nice to know that, like, all right, like you're on average making around $3,000, $3,300 a day, right? And obviously that doesn't happen every day. Some days you make more than that. Some days you make less than that. But it's nice to just have like offers with daily, you're taking a rev share of. They have daily lead flow, right? Daily calls being booked, daily deals being closed, and daily cash that's actually entering your pocket, right? So, one thing, if you guys are just starting out in this online money space, right? I think most of you guys should be in info if you clicked on this video, is like, bro, cherish that, because it really is another level when, it's kind of, I would not recommend any beginner go and try to start make a startup and try to get fucking funding and like start a company that way. Obviously you've seen it done, right? There's people who have done that as their first business, but info is such a cool play, and starting an agency like mine is such a great play to learn the ropes of business in a way that generates you cash flow like immediately, right? It's not like I got to build up for a couple $1 million exit and I'm not going to see profit for the next 2 years. I get profit every single week, okay? And, like I said, almost every single day. So, that's what genuinely what I love about this business model. And if you're watching this and let's say you're a sales rep or you're a copywriter, or maybe you have your own agency, it's like, that's the good thing about it. So truly cherish that. Because there's not, back then this wasn't a thing. Like back then, before the internet, if you wanted to start a business, you had to go the route of selling a physical product, fucking having a lot of overhead, needing funding. Like it was a fucking headache. And I'm 22 years old and I get to create a cash flowing business. I get to live here in Miami, which is sick. And that's solely because of, for me, info and the internet. So shout out to info.
The laptop, she grabs the camera every time with the extra motion.
That's smart. So if you want to share screen and then open webinar jam, you can get rolling. It's up to you. Biggest thing that I personally want to test is like just all the tech stuff. Definitely biggest part to practice I think would be the beginning and then the pitch. The middle. Also, I'm not sure. I think I went in. I don't think it's changed yet. If you want to go, like we talked about yesterday, kind of add to those slides in the middle. No, it picked up. I think because of the reels help when you do reels at the same time, and then it like reaches new people, and then they click on your story.
Yeah,
that's true. I actually just decide right now. I think let's do one like tomorrow morning. Like today's the day, 7 p.m. EST. You could send out even the opt-in one more time.
Questions, so go ahead right now. Type 1 in the chat if you guys are excited. 1. Okay, cool.
All right, boys. As you can see here, the client. I'm gonna walk over here because it's a little loud. The client is going through the practice slide or going through the slides as practice for the webinar. If you guys are ever trying to do a webinar, make sure you guys practice the slides, or your client practices the slides. Okay, the conviction you have when you say the shit that you say when you're selling to people is like 90% of whether or not they're gonna buy. To practice the slides, like take the extra time, do it. I promise you, it's worth it. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Starting my morning with a little bit of coffee, like I always do. And I also got my Bible here as well. Bro, I am not one of those people who can wake up and just jump into work, especially when I ended last night, working. And so I always like to start my morning kind of taking my mind off work, doing things, stacking little wins that can kind of get me prepared and ready to work. And I don't mean like I have some huge morning routine. This usually takes me less than an hour, where I wake up, I shower, I make my bed, I read a little bit, of the word, I pray over it. I figure out what I want to accomplish for the day, and just really sit out here and sort of get my mind right before I jump into the battle that is work and making money, of course, right? And so one thing I want to tell you guys is, although I guess the setting has changed, like I do get to live in the beautiful city of Miami, right? So I mean, I guess like the setting has changed, but guys, this is what I was doing when I was making no money as well. Like, I still read my Bible, I still stay prayed up, I stay in tune with my intuition and with God, and yeah, I just get to, you know, I'm still working all the time. Like, I just get to do it from a little bit of a nicer view, right? So if you're watching this and maybe you are in the beginning stages of trying to make money, trying to get rich, whatever the case is, and you're, you know, not exactly where you want to be, maybe you know, you see people like me who live in a city you want to live in, or they're doing things you want to do, or and whatnot, just know that you are living the dream. Like, you're doing it right now. And even when you get here, it's not like your routine or anything is going to change that much, because fundamentally what gets you your initial first bit of success is typically those habits, and those routines are the things that are going to continue to get you success, right? So I used to always be, when I was living in my parents' house, I used to always just wish I was somewhere else. I used to wish I was living in Miami. I used to wish I used to wish my life was different. But now that I can look back on it, my life is pretty similar, and I think like looking back on it, I was happy doing that, because happiness does not come from, you know, necessarily living in a city like this. It comes from you know, your habits, your routines, discipline, and you know, being diligent to the work that you're doing. And on the agenda for today, it is the next morning. So boys, we have a webinar tonight. I'm going to be showing you guys that, live. We're going to drop the checkout link. So we'll see how that does. Along with later in this video, I'm going to go for a walk. I'll also be doing a Q&A inside my Telegram channel. And so get some questions answered for you guys, and then just kind of, you know, reflect on my thoughts, you know, with the webinar, and kind of, you know, recap how it went. All right, boys, I'm out here by the pool, getting some sun. As you guys can see, it's beautiful out here. I'm highly unemployed. It's a random Thursday in the middle of the afternoon, and I'm literally just sitting here tanning. And so I figured while I'm here, I dropped a Q&A, a Google form in the free Telegram. If you're not in that, join in the link in the description, or you're gonna be poor, broke, and sad forever, and you'll probably end up being gay or something. But yeah, anyways, in all seriousness, I dropped a Q&A, so I'm gonna sit here for like 5-10 minutes, and I'm gonna answer some of your guys' questions that you guys have asked me directly, right? All right, so the first question says, how many hours do you work in a day, and what do you do to relax and wind off when you feel like you're about to burn out, right? So people ask me this all the time, and it's hard to give a straight answer, because I don't work, like, I'm not the type of guy who will tell you I work 12 hours a day every single day, and I also don't work 4 hours a day every single day and fuck off and do nothing, right? So to answer your question, it just depends on what kind of season I'm in, right? So for example, recently I branched off from my last venture and what I was doing there, and I started a brand new company, a brand new agency, and I cut off all my active income in order to do that, right? So obviously in a season like that, I'm working 8 to 12 hours a day. I'm not really going out. I'm not being social. I'm literally just locking myself in my fucking room, and the kind of my schedule looks like eat, sleep, gym, work, repeat. Like those are like the only 4 things I get to do, right? Obviously, when you're in a position where you're cash flowing heavily, maybe you're a little bit more outsourced, you've hired people, you've delegated tasks, you've just gotten to a place where you're fucking like, you don't need to sit there and work 12 hours a day in order to, you know, make income. Then you can do, you know, random shit. Like you'll probably see me in the future, like go out more, socialize more, do more collabs, like network with people more. I fucking hate that term. I think networking is gay, but you guys, you understand what I mean, right? Like right now, I pretty much, I won't say finish my work for the day. Like there's still some stuff I need to do, but really my main thing's just prepping for this Webby, right? Like my main focus is prepping for the webinar tonight. And I feel like I've done that. And so I'm just taking a quick little break right now, getting some sun before I work out. And it's a healthy thing to do. It's a good habit to have. And so I'm not obviously like working right now. I'll probably work like 8 hours today, right? So it just differs, bro. There's no real formula. It just depends on what season you're in. All right, this guy said, outreach is getting difficult and no one wants to hire someone like me with no experience. I'm struggling to get on an offer doing high ticket sales, even the most low paying appointment setting roles. Do you have any outreach recommendations that can help me out? Okay, first of all, brother, I don't know who sent this question. You gotta like fix your attitude and fix the way you're talking. Like, that was the fucking gayest shit I've ever read. You gotta, that sounded like you're feeling so sorry for yourself. Oh my God, like outreach isn't working for me. Nobody wants me. High ticket sales isn't working. Brother, everything works, okay? So I'm gonna give you an outreach tip here in a second. But if nothing's working for you, maybe it's not the things that aren't working that's the problem. Maybe you are the problem. So just a little self-accountability for you right there, because that was just aids to read. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not trying to like rip into you right now. If you're watching this, I have no clue who said that. But anyways, some outreach advice I could give you, regardless if you're in high ticket sales, regardless of, you know, if you're trying to outreach as a copywriter or start your own agency, whatever the case is, right? The name of the game, okay, just think about this, okay? The market sophistication level of the people who are receiving your outreach is probably like a 4, okay? Or 5, which means it's a very sophisticated market. Everybody's sending outreach, everybody's receiving outreach. Small creators like myself, like I get outreach messages, right? Everybody's receiving outreach. So if that's the case and the market is sophisticating, then what you need to do is you know, find shit that differentiates you from everybody else who's doing outreach, right? And typically the number one thing that's gonna differentiate you in your outreach is effort and value and the time you put in. Okay, a lot of you guys wanna send like a fucking bullshit outreach message. I see it in my DMs all the time. Hey, do you have 30 seconds? I have something that could greatly improve your business. It's like, dude, nobody's gonna believe that. Nobody gives a fuck. I get 30 of those a day. The key for outreach is differentiation and value up front, because no one's doing that. Like, value up front is differentiation. So go the extra mile, personalize the outreach, do research on whoever you're outreaching to. Like, that's fundamentally what it is. You're not, mass outreach isn't the play. It's all about differentiation and personalizing and going the extra mile. All right, so this question says, how to transform from a copywriter to an operator on someone's business, right? So this is a really good question. And this is a problem I see a lot in the space, is I see a lot of like sales reps, high ticket sales reps, copywriters, people with a niche skill, let's say media buying, advertisers, whatever, and they have no clue how to transition into a full-on business owner and to like kind of run an agency or operate offers, right? And fundamentally, okay, listen to this shit. Fundamentally, the only thing that is preventing somebody like that from getting to the next level is skill, okay? It is all a skill game and skill acquisition. Like if you're a sales rep, the only reason you can't become a growth operator, or you can't make more money and get to the next level, be it run a sales agency, it's because you lack the skills to do so. Whether the skills is content and building a personal brand, whether the skill is you're a sales rep, you need to understand now marketing and back-end automation and being like a full operator, or client acquisition, right? These are all skills that you need to learn. Media buying, advertising, right? The only thing holding you back from making more money and getting in, like, being able to switch vehicles into, let's say, becoming an operator, becoming a sales agency, becoming a business owner essentially, rather than just like a niche little kind of freelancer, is skills. Okay, so you need to, there's no shortcut to it. You have to go through the trenches. You have to acquire the skills. You have to try shit. You have to take risks. Okay, and do, like, for example, right? I'm running a webinar tonight. You guys, this is like kind of the main point of this video, right? It's a direct to checkout webinar. I have never done a direct to checkout webinar. Okay, I've done webinars, like I'm experienced with those, but I've never done it direct to checkout. This is something new for me, right? It's a beautiful opportunity to get paid, to learn how to do direct to checkout webinars, because it's gonna make money regardless, right? But I'm still getting to acquire the skill. Now I can take this with me, especially if it goes well, or if it goes, wrong, and I can see what went wrong, improve it, and now I have the skill of doing direct to checkout webinars. Like, that's just a little, thing in my bag of tricks. It's a little, you guys know what I'm saying. It's like, my bag's getting deeper, if you know what I mean, right? So that should be the name of the game for everybody. It's like, if you're a sales rep, right? Like, brother, go write someone's copy. Just go learn that. Like, go try to run ads for somebody, or like just get in the weeds, just do shit, and eventually you just, you know, acquire skills. All right, next one here. He said, how did you develop the self-belief that you have, the conviction in your voice when you say you're gonna go from 30K a month to 100K a month? The conviction in your voice when you say you're gonna go from 30K a month to 100K a month is that strong. It makes me believe it too. Okay, so my practical answer on how to develop self-belief, how to get more confidence, and how to just, I don't know, develop that, is to face your fears, bro. Like in life, I feel like there's decisions you fear, there's risks you're afraid to take, there's risks I was afraid to take, there's things I didn't want to face, and I just consistently wake up and face those things every single day. And whether that's something as small as, fuck, I don't want to go to the gym today, but I force myself to do it. I don't want to eat healthy today. I don't want to turn on the camera. I feel like shit, like whatever the case is, but I still continue to do it every single day. That is the shit that develops the level of self-belief I have. And honestly, it just comes from the amount of work I put in. Like it truly is, like, I think conviction is found in the work, right? It's like, I've put in the work, I've acquired the knowledge. I also trust myself. I trust myself a ton on an intangible level. I know I'm extremely smart. You know, that sounds really egotistical, but like, you know, I know like essentially, like, I don't know how to put this, like, you know, I know what I'm capable of. I know I put in a lot of work. I've experienced a lot of shit. Not that I don't have way more to experience, because I do, but like, that's where the self-belief comes from. It doesn't just spawn in and I wasn't born with it. And also, I want to make this clear to you guys too, just to get a little vulnerable. You know, because like, I think that's important, is, you know, it's not like that self-belief is a facade or anything, but I don't want to give off the impression that that's me like 100% of the time, because it's not. Like, guys, there are days where I wake up and I feel like shit. There are days where I wake up and I don't feel confident. There are days where I wake up and the whole world feels like it's collapsing on me, and I feel like I'm never gonna make money, and I feel like my life sucks, and whatever the case is. There's days where I feel like shit. There's days where I'm not like this, okay? And there's days where I just gotta fight through, you know? And so I wanna make that very clear, is like, maybe the version of me you see online is not 100%, like, I don't know, I guess this person has watched my videos and says the conviction I have, which I do think I have a high level of self-belief, I absolutely do. But I just wanna make it clear that it's not me 100% of the time. I still have bad days. I still have days where, you know, I don't have that conviction, and I'm in my own head, and I'm overthinking, and I'm anxious, you know? I don't know. Hope that answered your question.
Say gonna wanna.
Run that back, turbo.
I'm gonna wanna fuck her too. She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that?
You put switches on all your blickies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legend, how you did that?
I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that?
You got face stones and no real watch, how you did that?
You hear some skeletons in your closet, why you did that?
How you yelling slap, slap, how I kill a cat, yeah, hopping around in a two.
All right, boys, I was in the gym there for like 15, 20, 30 minutes or something. And then I just got a text from the client who's doing the webinar tonight that someone DM'd her that she didn't get the email, so the email automation or the Zapier or the Zap might be fucked up or something. So I have no clue if it is. I don't even think it is. But I had to stop the workout because money calls. But yeah, that's just part of the game. Like, if I have to decide between me, you know, finishing a workout that I could like easily finish up later or just do tomorrow, it's not even that big of a deal, versus check a Zap that if this Zap fails, we could lose out on a ton of money, right? So obviously I had to pause the workout, come upstairs, and just make sure everything is firing properly, because bro, that's the nature of this shit. There's always when you run a Webby, there's always some sort of tech issue or something that's going on. But nah. As you guys can see here, Zap is firing. Everything is running smooth, it looks like. I'd go down and finish my workout, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't even want to. I just wanna make sure this Webby goes smooth. So I'm gonna sit here and like test everything again, just make sure everything's good. And then, yeah, hopefully print some fucking dog shit tonight.
Pending?
Right. It was basically like this is a launch and it's for a client with a big audience, and so it's like I had to create a new sub account, which obviously made the limit was zeroed, so we had to like try to raise it really quickly.
Right.
Yeah, so it was just kind of a rush.
And your company is all about that, or you have more other fields?
So I'm like the agency. So that for this offer, they're my client, and so what I do is I come in to people who have big followings. Like I work with people who have big followings organically through social media. Sometimes we do offers through just paid ads, and you know, I take people who are good on camera and people who can are an expert in a field and they can coach people, and I help them set up a coaching business, and I do all the marketing and sales for them. Like I set up things like webinars for them that they don't. It's completely done for you. They don't have to touch anything. They just have amassed this large following on, let's say, Instagram, and so it's like I benefit because they have a lot of traffic, and you know I have the expertise with the kind of funnels and the in the weeds, you know, webinar sort of stuff, and creating an offer like this to where you know we can both make money from it.
This is really cool.
Thank you.
Really cool.
All right, this is fucking AIDS, dude. So just saw was me on the phone with high level support to try to get our SMS limit raised, a new high level account. So I had to, you know, like the SMS limit has to gradually raise, which is super fucking AIDS. And we have 7,000 registrants who need to get multiple texts today. So we have to send a high volume of texts. And so I've been talking to them to try to get this manually raised. They're going to give us 6,000 new texts today. And we already sent 4,000, which is the max they said they could do. So, yeah, also another fucking problem came up. The last email, we were literally going so strong. We were going so strong, like 40% open rate. This one sent earlier 29% open rate, which is fine. Like that, I literally sent that like a couple hours ago. This one, 3% open rate. This one ended in fucking spam. Ended up in fucking spam, okay? So it's just like, you know, this is just part of the game. This is part of the process that you guys don't see. Like, I could show you all day, every day, how to build the sickest webinar funnel, how to build the slide deck, how to build the email sequences. But like, if you are not able to think on the fly and do shit like this and deal with shit like this, like it just doesn't matter, right? So just want to make, it's just a good example, to be honest, to show you guys that what I do at a fundamental level is solve problems, and the faster I solve these problems, the quicker I'm able to solve more problems, which is able to ultimately end up making everybody money, you know, even faster, right? So anyways, this shit's really annoying, but obviously I'm gonna trench through it and just do the absolute best I can, and yeah, keep you guys updated. All right, boys, NVC with the boy Jake right here.
Yo.
We are 15 minutes out, as you can see there, and we're hella energetic, hella nervous. Just got off the phone. We just got off VC with the sales team. They're ready to go. Savannah's about to join this. We're about to get that webinar actually live right now. All right, boys, we're about to get to the pitch. Okay, we're about to get to the transition. When I press that publish button, this link goes live, and the cash starts rolling in. So this is what it looks like behind the scenes of, this is not an offer. Like, this is a fully girls, like, feminine offer. So I'm like, if this does well, I just gotta say I'm super proud of myself for like the way I crafted this offer. Honestly, the offer creation was the hardest part of this whole thing. But yeah, I think this is gonna crush. We've been going for an hour here, as you can see. We have almost 1,800 live, so the show rate wasn't too bad, honestly. We had about 1,900 peak, and we had about 7K registrants, so it's like 27% show rate or something. And we had the SMS fuck up and the email scare and all that stuff. So, all right, boys, what's good? As you can tell, probably by the tone in my voice. Whoops. The webinar is wrapped up. And yeah, safe to say it was a little bit underwhelming. I'll run through numbers here in a second. But yeah, honestly, just feeling extremely defeated, extremely frustrated. yeah, let's just talk about it. So, um, it was a direct. So, okay, by the way, this was a direct to checkout webinar. Okay, so I've literally I've never done this before. And I don't know if that had too much of a factor to play into it. I don't know. I really I have to go back tomorrow and look at the stats and look at the film, you could say, and see what we could have done better. But anyways, we had, just to run through some numbers. I guess I won't go through the whole thing, but we made about 28K live or something, 27K live. We had a lot of failed payments, so I hired a sales team for this, so we should have a lot of people who are coming back. I'm thinking the total by the end of the week would be between 40 and 50,000. Potentially more, like I just don't know. Potentially less, I just don't know. But for something that I thought, and by the way, that would net the agency between $8,000 and $10,000 profit. But yeah, I mean, for something that I just thought was, 6 figures minimum. I think I said that in this video. It's extremely frustrating, and it's not even like it did bad overall. Like, I guess 50K total or whatever, like, is not bad, but it's just like when you have an expectation and a standard for yourself and your clients. Like, I feel it's not even about me. It's not even about the amount of money I made, or it's about my clients, bro. And, like, I just feel like shit because I feel like, I don't know, especially when I went through projections, like, it was a lot higher, and I don't know. I feel like shit. I feel bad. Feel frustrated. I feel defeated, and I think, like, more so than anything too, you guys, like, if you've been watching this channel, if you've seen my last video, right, where I, pretty much left my old venture, left everything behind to start this new agency. I guess I just thought this was like my pop off moment. I thought this was the offer. I thought this was the pop off moment. I thought this was, like, I don't know. I just thought this was it. I thought we could I literally thought there was a potential chance that we could, make like multiple hundreds of thousands live. And I guess I miscalculated. I guess I didn't think something through, or there was something I missed. But when I ran the numbers, I just thought, like, there was a possibility, that, and there still is. Okay, I'm not giving up. Just frustrated, but, like, I thought this could have been, like, it would have been unlikely, but I thought this could have been like a 50K plus, agency profit on this webinar. I thought this could have been a multiple hundreds of thousands netted for my client on this webinar. And yeah, it just didn't. It didn't do that. And I debated whether or not I'm gonna film this, whether or not I'm even gonna post this video. But I think I am gonna post this video because I've documented everything up until this point, and I show you guys the highs. I show you guys when things go well. So why not? And why not be one of the few people in this space who show you guys when things don't go well and when things don't go as planned and what it feels like, right? And I was literally talking about earlier in this video how someone asked me, like, Jason, how do you have so much self-belief and yada yada? And I do, by the way. Like, nothing changes. Like, I'm not down. I'm not, like, really, like, I am frustrated. I am a little down right now, but I'm not, like, tweaking. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna, like, no. Tomorrow I'm gonna be right back at it. I'm gonna be doing the same shit, and I'm gonna just go at it 10 times harder and literally just look at the stats and see what I could have done better. And that's what you got to do. But it is frustrating. I definitely, like, more so than this, guys. It's like I said, it's like I thought this was the pop off for the agency. I had high expectations for this for my client, and it's just, like, so frustrating to feel. And then I told you guys this week, like, I had to offboard a client. It's actually one of our best clients. Like, I had to offboard him, and yeah, it's just been a crazy week. I put a lot of time and effort into this, and to put a lot of time and effort, you guys should know how it feels to put a lot of time and effort into something, and then just for it to not go like you thought. and it's part of the game. Like it really is part of the game. Like it's a risk you take when you take on a client, when you launch an offer, when you want to do whatever, right? It's part of it. But yeah, it feels like right now I'm in the valley of despair, right? I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about that or Alex Hermosi talk about that. I think he's the one that kind of like invented that. But it's like, bro, I feel like, I branched off, I started this agency, whatever, had this like optimism, like it was awesome, and now I'm in that valley of despair, bro. And I've been here before, and I know I just gotta thug it out, and so, while it is frustrating, I do kind of want to end this on a high note that, for me, nothing changes, not that I'm not going to go look back and see what I could have done better, but like, I'm not tweaking, I still have full self-belief. I still have 100% conviction in myself, in my, the people I work with and, the agency. Like, I have full conviction in everything that this is just a roadblock. This is just a block in the road. Okay. This is just one of those moments that you're going to look back and laugh on. You're going to look back and laugh at in 3 to 6 months. And you're going to be like, oh, remember that time when yada, yada, right? It's just the valley of despair. And I know what comes at the end of it. I know where this leads. And I know where this is going to go, is what I'm trying to say. And it just sucks that I can't like prove that to you guys right now. And if anything, it looks the opposite. And so frustrating, but I know deep down that I'm just gonna be relentless, bro. I am relentless. I've always been relentless, and I'm gonna keep aggressively attacking. I'll launch 100 offers. I don't give a fuck until I find the one that sticks, until I crack something, until whatever the case is, bro. You guys know me. I will not fucking give up. Okay, so 7 figures is still the goal, and we're still gonna get there regardless. And I'm even saying that in one of my lowest moments, so take that for what it is. But anyways, if you're watching this video, I do hope you guys kind of like appreciate me keeping it raw, keeping it authentic, being vulnerable. Think about how many people, I want you guys to think about how many people in this space do this and they don't show it. There's a lot of people in this space. I know them personally. There's a lot of people in this space who do this shit, and shit like this happens and they don't show it. Okay, you guys just only see the good parts. So hope you guys appreciate that. But anyways, I need to get some sleep and eat some food. I'm mentally, spiritually, and physically drained. And yeah. So I will catch you boys tomorrow. And yeah, if you're watching this, I love you. Peace. All right, guys, it is the next day. Okay, as you can see, my spirits are lifted. I am fucking back. In the last clip, I know you saw me a little bit down, and it's definitely a little bit vulnerable for me to like put out, but I think it's important to show you guys the L's too. Okay, and I want you guys to think about this. I said this in the last clip, but I truly want you guys to think about this. How many other people are willing to show you that as well? Okay, and I know them personally. I know pretty much everybody in this space. Okay, on a personal basis or on a mutual basis, I know them in some way. I know the numbers they've done. I know a lot of things. Okay, about the people in the space, and it's not to get into the weeds here. It's just to say this shit like this happens all the time, right? Sometimes something doesn't work out, something doesn't go the way you planned, right? It's part of the game. It's part of the process, and that's why I want to show you guys it. And I also want you to realize that this is happening to other people too. They just don't show you. Okay, so just understand that when you watch these kind of videos. All right, and there is a huge announcement for you all. Okay, so for the past year, you guys have been in my DMs talking about, Jason, can you mentor me? Jason, can I get consulting from you? Jason, can I pay you to get on a call with you? Some of you have paid me to get on a call with me and just to get the information that I have. And so I finally want to give you guys something that can help you guys a lot. So in the description, you will see a link to get one-on-one high-level consulting from me on how to acquire clients and scale their offers to 7 figures and beyond like I have done. Okay, this is not for beginners. This is for people in the info space who have a skill set. So high-ticket sales reps, copywriters, marketers, people who have experience working with clients, things like that, and they want to get to the next level to scale their income even more. And this is where you will get high-level one-on-one consulting from me and my partner. You'll get all the SOPs I've ever created, literally over 30 SOPs. You'll get the exact systems I use, GHL snapshots, ClickFunnels templates. You'll get literally my personal phone number, and I will literally potentially place you on an offer, give you a rev share of the business, and just consult you on how to scale their offer and give you guys the skills needed to get to the next level. And yeah, I want to make something very clear. I don't need your money. Okay, I don't care if you click the link in the description. If you don't click the link in the description, that's completely fine. Just keep watching the channel. Keep watching the free content I put out. It's completely free, and I still fuck with you, and I still love you. So anyways, with that being said, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, a little bit vulnerable for me to make, and there will be more videos to come soon. So be sure to follow me on Instagram. That will also be in the description. If you have questions about the offer or anything like that, just let me know. And yeah, love you all, and I will see you guys in the next one.